When you look at the India versus England series, you will remember it as a series where debutants sparkled. Just like the Border Gavaskar Trophy of 2020-2021, same here in 2024, India's debutants have stood up when the need was there. Akashdeep in Ranchi, Dhruv Jurel in Ranchi. You look at even Sarfaraz in Rajkot. Now you had Devdutt Padikkal after finally making his debut because of an injury to Rajat Patidar. He ensured that India consolidated their position and ensured that they got a lead of 255 runs by the end of day 2. The only debutant who did not fire in this series was Rajat Patidar. And Patidar's injury meant that Padikkal got a chance. And DDP did capitalize on it because he hit a very solid 50, was looking good for 100, but he was undone by a delivery from Shoaib Bashir that spun away and hit the stumps. Now, Devdutt Padikkal arrived at the post-day press conference that happened, and he credited his nerves. He admitted that he was feeling nervous because a message had come out that yes, you will be making your debut on the day. So that is why last night itself, before the start of the match, he had gotten his message that he would debut, and also because he was very nervous, he couldn't sleep properly. But to ease off those nerves, Devdutt Padikkal credited one particular individual, and that was Sarfaraz Khan. Now Sarfaraz, he himself is 3 tests old. He has ensured that he took the senior role in that partnership that they had. Remember, Shubman and Rohit fell in quick succession. It needed Padikkal and Sarfaraz to ensure that India went into a very, very good position. And what has Padikkal stated about Sarfaraz which eased his nerves off? Because he stated, it is always fun to bat with Sarfaraz. Were they discussing the position? Were they discussing the match? What were they discussing? Padikkal admitted it was light stuff. We were not discussing the game at all. There weren't many serious conversations at all. We wanted to be comfortable on the pitch. The bowling was there. Sure, Mark Wood was breathing fire. The bowling was disciplined to a certain extent. But Padikkal and Sarfaraz ensured that fine, we will not focus on the game that much. We will just talk and be in a comfort zone so that they can consolidate from there. And boy, did they do it. Padikkal and Sarfaraz, you may say, very, very unlucky to have missed out on deserving hundreds because they both looked in great touch. Sarfaraz in particular, the way how he was taking on Mark Wood. Padikkal, the way how after a slow start, he finally managed to ensure that he got runs going. His play on the offside was really good. Onside, you anyway knew he was a very strong player on the onside also. So, if there is one person who eased Padikkal's nerves today, it was Sarfaraz, who himself is just 3 tests old. That shows the camaraderie, that shows the way how the Indian cricket team is functioning at this point in time. Everybody, whoever has played tests, they back each other and then they ensure they are in the right space at this point in time. Now you have to understand that close to 5 to 6 years now, Devdutt Padikkal has really been trying to make headway into the Indian cricket team. He has not succeeded that much in first class cricket like he would hope to. Sure, he had mixed success in white ball cricket. He had a great start for RCB when he played for the IPL. But apart from that, his form in the domestic cricket was really, really mixed. At this point in time, what did Padikkal say? I mean, this first class cricket system, how did he manage to get through all the odds and do it? First couple of years, I was not doing well in FC cricket. Technically, there were some small things, the changes when asked to what were the changes that he made. He didn't make wholesale changes. Technically, he wanted to ensure that he did some things right, but it was a mental overhaul. Padikkal, you remember he was ill at a certain point in time due to COVID and because of other injuries. When he had missed so much of cricket, at that time he felt that yes, it was a sport which I loved as a kid. I wanted to play for India. He wanted to get that fire back in him, and that is why mentally he had to make a lot of adjustments to ensure that he got back into the competitive scheme, and now he made his debut in the 5th test against England at Dharamshala. What would be the most memorable moment for Devdutt Padikkal? The cap that he got on debut, his 50, what was it? Actually, there was a very funny anecdote in the press conference that he stated. He stated every boundary, every run was special, every milestone special. But the first boundary that he edged and it went to the third man boundary for a 4, That was the most special one. Many people will say, okay, this guy was very tentative. He poked at it. The edge on any other day would have gone to a fielder. This time it went to the boundary. But Padikkal reasoned the first edge that went to the third man boundary was the most enjoyable, as those were my first runs. Now, when you get your first runs, it is truly a remarkable thing that is there. So that is why if you build upon those first runs, get to your first 50, which is what Padikkal did, and most likely if you look at it, this is the one time that he could have capitalized much more, because India are focusing on the thing, bat first, bat big, bat only once. So Padikkal, yes, that edge that went to the third man fence was his most memorable moment, because those were his first runs ever. But are India going to declare on day 3? Looking at the situation that is there, and even what Padikkal has stated in the press conference, he stated we have not discussed that declaration. Looking at it, it's not day 4 or day 5. Why would you want to declare? So he's echoed what the team management might want to do. Kuldeep and Bumrah have put on a good stand. One hopes we take a bigger lead. That is the current situation that's there. A bigger lead for Devdutt Padikkal and India, that means that yes, if you get a lead of 275, 280, England anyway have an uphill task in the Dauladar Mountains. Why would you want to ensure that you declare and give them first use on a fresh day? Deflate them even further, ensure that by the end of day 3, you are at least in a position where they are 7 or 8 down, and then you just do the formalities on day 4. So this is how Devdutt Padikkal's debut has shaped up. Very good knock that he had in the first time he came out to bat, but it could have been a lot more. Yes, his partnership with Sarfaraz is what clinched it for him. But one hopes that from this 6 months down the line, if he has a good IPL and also he is in the fray for the remainder of the 6 months, maybe in the next home series that's there in September, October, maybe Padikkal might feature in it. But it's a good start. One hopes he can sustain on it. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.